Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fenya and I'm your personal esthetician. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about pigmentation and what ingredients you should use to correct or treat pigmentation. Now, this is part 2 of the first part video. So if you have not seen part 1, please watch that first and then go ahead and watch part 2. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification button. That way you don't miss on any product knowledge, product ingredients, and education. So with that being said, let's get started on part 2 video. So let's talk about the ingredients you can use to brighten, treat, or possibly cure pigmentations. So some of them, we really can't cure pigmentation as far as melasma goes. Sun damage, usually we can't really cure it, but hyperpigmentation from a breakout is very possible and very doable. So these are the following ingredients you can use to help possibly cure or treat your pigmentation. So AHAs, which are glycolic acids, lactic acids, citrus acid, that will help. You have arbutin, you have kojic acid, vitamin C's, azelaic acid. Salicylic can help because it's still an acid and it does exfoliate the skin, but I would say glycolic would be a little bit better choice than salicylic acid. And you have retinols that will help as well. So you have options to help brighten the skin, but I would say if you're really trying to focus on brightening mainly, because some of these other acids are just more of a lightening and they help exfoliate more than brightening, actually, brightening the pigmentation. But I would say, like my luminance serum, it has about 7 to 8 different acids. Now, I also want to emphasize on how to use these acids correctly, because a lot of times, even on social media, on Instagram, I get so many people that will message me and say, Fenya, can I use this acid in the morning and then your luminance serum at nighttime and then retinol the next day? You guys, these acids are strong, especially if they're more medical grade. You don't want to use so many different acids morning and night every single day, because you're literally putting acids on these wounds and your skin to brighten. So you need to give yourself a break, which means when you're trying to treat pigmentation, more or aggressive doesn't mean better. You actually want to do a little less because you want to give your skin time to actually respond to the ingredient and heal on its own. So the way you want to really actually treat pigmentation or do the best job as possible, because some pigmentations we just really can't cure, we want to suppress it. The way you really want to work these ingredients and make sure your skin responds and the pigmentation responds really well to the skin is you want to do it every other day and not twice a day. First of all, you don't want to use any acids, brightening, bleaching in the morning because you have that sun, you're out and about. I know most people wear sunscreens, but chances are if it's, let's say, summertime and you sweat it off, or you haven't reapplied and you have this brightening ingredient on your skin, that can really cause a damage in the long term. So try to do it only at nighttime. All your brightening and bleaching ingredients only at nighttime, and do it every other day. So the days that you don't do the brightening or the bleaching, do more healing. Like my Ultimate Growth Factor is amazing for that. I usually love to suggest my Ultimate Growth Factor for people that are doing a lot of intense brightening or bleaching on their skin, because you do exfoliate, you do use these harsh acids, so you want something to repair that skin that's been wounded a little bit. So the Ultimate Growth Factor is amazing. So I'll have my clients will do, let's say one night they'll do my luminance serum, and then the next night they'll do my Ultimate Growth Factor, and then the luminance serum again, the Ultimate Growth. So they'll alternate it, which means you're giving yourself a little break from all these acids. So don't try to use like luminance serum and then a retinol and then a salicylic. That's just too much, because at the end of the day, they're all an acid. They're all a brightening acid. And mind you, you guys, seriously, You guys really need to know my luminance serum has it all in there. I've created something where one and done. The luminance serum has arbutin, it has salicylic, glycolic, kojic, azelaic, lactic acid, it has citrus acid, it has vitamin C in there. It has it all. So there's no reason you should buy the luminance serum and then another salicylic or another glycolic acid. So one and done. You have the luminance serum, stick to your luminance serum, take a break, and then do it again. So always know that you should take a break when you're doing brightening, even acne. Even acne, when you're treating an acne, you don't want to do it every single day because you're going to irritate and aggravate that skin. So take a break. So this is one of the reasons why I don't care for hydroquinone ingredients or products, because fact, hydroquinone kills any working cells that produce pigmentation. So you're literally damaging and killing any melanocytes in your skin that produces color to your skin, your natural color. So what ends up happening if you overdo it and it does actually damage and kill your melanin, what we call is you get hypopigmentation, which means a white spot that is permanent and you can never get it back. So be really careful, and I would say you have other options than using a hydroquinone ingredient. So another option instead of using a hydroquinone ingredient is arbutin. Arbutin is a naturally driven ingredient that comes from berberry extract, and it actually helps to prevent hyperpigmentation and it slows down the melanocytes. So you can actually use this ingredient to suppress the pigment versus killing it and destroying it. So hydroquinone, I would say try to use other ingredients before you go that route. And then the next option is retinols. Retinols are really great because it's an exfoliating ingredient. It's called a cell turnover, gets rid of old skin, sheds old skin, and constantly helps regenerate the dead layers and bring out healthy cells, and then helps brighten the skin. You also have vitamin C's. Vitamin C's are also a natural brightener. They're not as effective or as aggressive as arbutin or hydroquinone or the other acids, but this is great option for people that are super sensitive and they can't handle other brightening ingredients or bleaching ingredients for that matter. So because as you guys know, hydroquinone is a bleaching ingredient. So I, again, don't care for that ingredient. I think you have other options, which is the stuff that we're talking about right now. So you have vitamin C's, you have kojic acids, azelaic acid, arbutin, you have retinol, you have glycolic acid. All of these acids can brighten the skin. Now, I also want to talk to you guys about the rule of thumb of using these acids. Unfortunately, when you get your hydroquinone or when you get a prescription from your doctor, unfortunately, they don't tell you how you should use it, which is kind of odd to me. But the rule of thumb with retinol and hydroquinone is you want to use hydroquinone 3 months on, 3 months off. Now, most people, what they do is they use it throughout the whole year, consistently, constantly, every day. You don't want to do that because this is a really intense ingredient. Now, if you really prefer hydroquinone, then use it correctly. Use it a couple of times a week, 3-4 times a week. If your doctor prescribes that and suggests that, I would say use it 3 times a week if possible, and use it for 3 months on, 3 months off, because you need, again, this stuff is chemical. You need time for your body to flush these toxins out. So you want to give yourself off time and you can get back on it. Retinol, a lot of people misuse retinol as well. Retinol is not meant to be used on a daily basis. You're supposed to use retinol, either alternate it with something or just use it 3 times a week. Now, unfortunately, when you get the prescription again from your doctor, unfortunately, I don't know why, but they don't explain to you how to use retinol, because especially if it's prescription, theirs is more intense. It's a retin A, which means it's acid. It's a lot stronger than retinol. which are the over-the-counter stuff, which is what my retinol is. It's more of a fatty form, which means it's more gentle on your skin, and your skin can easily process it, versus a retin A, which is more of an acid form and it's intense and it's strong. So if you get prescription, just make sure you use it 2 to 3 times a week, or you build up to this point. Now, when you get that retin A or hydroquinone, because they're so strong and usually prescription, they're more intense, you don't want to just right away start using it every single day, morning and nighttime. You want to build up to that. Now, I would not suggest using it every single day. I would say build up to maybe 3-4 times a week. But if you really must use it every day, I would say start once or twice a week and maybe do like a Monday and a Thursday. Do it for a couple of weeks, see how your skin responds, build up to maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That way you're building tolerance and your skin is responding to it, versus shocking the skin and when you get that prescription, start using it every single day, and then in a week your skin's like breaking out, dry, raw, irritated, and red. Now you have to take a lot longer break and start all over. So use your hydroquinone or retinol correctly, and you'll see nice results and changes. So start slow, build up. So these ingredients can be used on the following type of pigmentation. So if you have PIH, which is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation from a breakout or just any type of pigmentation that's left over, or you can use it on melasma, which is the pregnancy masks that you get, or those big, thick shadows that you get, or you can use it on sun damage. The other pigmentation I want to talk to you guys about is the shadows that you get right around here. Now, in the first video, I did talk about that shadow and how you get it, but I really want to emphasize on how you can treat that, because most people, when they see these lines that are dark or a little bit of shadow here, a little bit of shadow here, they right away think that they're getting a solid pigmentation, and so they want to do bleaching and brightening and acids and try to lighten that up, but that's not really pigmentation, which is why it's hard for me to call it or put this skin condition into a category of pigmentations, because it's just a dry spot, or what I call almost like a rug burn look. It's just a shadow that happens when your skin is overly dry, and it causes the skin to have this dark pigmentation. Now, usually you will see this shadow more of what we call Fitzpatrick scale of 3 and on, which means 3 is more of an olive skin tone, which is something like me, or maybe a little bit dark, a little bit lighter than me. That is a Fitzpatrick 3. And then you have the Fitzpatrick 4, which is 1 or 2 more shades darker than me, and then you have more of a darker skin tone, and so on. Those categories will get the dark shadow kind of rug burn look. If you have Fitzpatrick 1 and 2, which is more of the Irish skin, the really light skin, usually they won't get that dark shadow. They'll probably get more of that red looking shadow, which is the PIE. So for the people that do get this shadow, don't try to bleach it, don't try to brighten it, don't try to use any of these acids that I talked to you guys about. Use hydration and hyaluronics, any type of peptides. My Phyto Calming Serum is amazing. You can calm that down. The copper peptide will work amazing for those shadows. I know, believe it or not, you want to right away go to an acid to brighten that up, but that's not really a pigmentation. So try to stay away from it and try to do more hydration and soothing and hydrating masks. That will really treat that issue and condition. All right, guys, so this is it for my part 2 video. I hope you guys watched part 1. That way you guys could really understand part 2, and it'll make more sense to you guys. So I have decided to do a part 3 to this video. Now, part 3 will be more of a Q&A, because on Instagram, I had, maybe about a month ago, I had my followers ask me any questions regarding hyperpigmentation. And I decided to collect all that information and answer the questions on YouTube And that way we can go more in depth versus, on Instagram, it's a little bit more harder to type everything up or, text it. So part 3 will be answering all those Q&As about hyperpigmentation. So the video will be posted next, right after this, so you don't have to wait and wonder when that will be posted. That is available, so it's right after this video. So go ahead and watch that video so you can see, potentially I could be answering your question on part 3 of my video coming up next.